Welcome, everybody. It is round 9 of the RacingSimRigs World Series. I said wigs, not wigs. RacingSimRigs, not wigs. I don't know how you'd get a racing sim wig. Maybe if you use one of them butt kickers that has like a flan on it. If you wanted to look like you got a proper mullet on, go for the Nigel Mansell look. Today, it's round 9. The championship has still yet to be decided. It is 8 o'clock in the morning for qualifying. Mostly cloudy. A 5 kilometer southwesterly wind. A track temperature of 18 degrees Celsius, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. With a track length of 4.06. The only racing wigs you need, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to Brady on this, it's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? A track length of 4.606 kilometers and an altitude of 291.34 meters above sea level. And again, mostly cloudy, 6 kilometer westerly wind, 18 degrees Celsius, 65 degrees Fahrenheit for track temperature. Well, you know, it's Petit Le Mans. It's Petit Le Mans Central, this track. And who best to ask that other than somebody who likes American motorsport that goes around in circles? Craig, how are you? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there.
Hi, how you doing there? I'm doing all right. All right, I'll get rid of the American accent. I should not resist. The times are just about to start for the amateurs, by the way. I'm doing good. Now, 2 weeks ago, Rob, 2 races to go. How close are the amateurs? How close are the amateurs? That's what everyone's asking. Andrew Miller in the lead with 649 points. Callum Beeman, 631. Chris Charlton, 627. Hakon Lindmo, who is not here tonight, get well soon, 577. Zachary Yama, 566. That's your top 5. And look at the top 5, because 3 of the top 5 are in the top 3 positions. Yama for 158.9 at 5.3, just pipping Andrew Miller. Well, literally, my timings are saying almost identical. There's less than 1,000 between the two of them. Yamaha 58.953 and a 9.54 for Andrew Miller. And Callum Beeman a 9.87. The temps are what's going to decide on such a small track. 1 minute 18 right now. And you may see some of the pros try and dip into the 70s, so it will be a stretch. But, as I've been talking, they're about to start to record their second lap. That's how quick this lap is. There's only been a handful of drivers, but Callum Beeman will be the first one to try and cross the line. Well, he will cross the line. He's not going to try unless he spins at the last corner. Start-finish line right at the front stretch. 1:18.818. What a time. Now, what do we see from Andrew Miller in that BMW, the Midland Sim Racing BMW? What can he do? 1:18.86 P4. It's good enough for P2. And Zachary Yamu with an invalid lap, an 18.953. They're the only 3 drivers in the amateurs to go under the 19-second barrier.
Well, so far.
So far.
Thomas Danger is going to be next across the line as he comes up above the crest onto the final turn, sweeping right-hander. We have to take some brave pills going around. Actually, yes, there is another person that's just hit the 118s. Selena Hearn is next to cross into 118s. Simon Dodd moves up to 7th with a 119.218. Levi Johnson is next. Leiden Lee goes 14th with a 120.185. Levi Johnson, what does he do? It is going to be a Midland Sim Racer lockout with a 1-2 for the Simland Mid Racer boys. Callum Beeman and Andrew DeMiller locking at the top row in a... Well, one's very tall and one is very wide, so...
Don't insult my BMW. Do not insult my BMW.
The BMW is massive.
Alright. No, don't body shame. Don't body shame. By the way, Callum Beeman in the Super Trofeo Series, we watched him in the Super Trofeo Series on Monday, was confused why he had to take a second pit stop. We worked it out, Rob. We worked it out. He had a drive-through penalty for speeding.
Ooh. Wait a minute.
So, like we said, there with a black flag, cannot work out the black flag.
Oh no.
You okay? What's up, Rob?
Oh.
Rob, what's up?
I just seen what Ethan Bass is driving.
You okay, Rob? You okay?
No, I need to see a therapist. He's driving
Ladies and gentlemen, making his debut in the RSR World Series, car number 1, Ethan Bass, the Ford is back. And can you see how happy I am? Can you see how happy I am?
Damn it. I mean, I can get behind it. I can get behind the slogans on it, but I can't just get behind the fact that it's a Ford GT GT3.
Embrace it. Embrace it. It's been too long.
I refuse.
It's been too long.
I refuse. Actually, I just noticed something, by the way.
What's that?
Look how like, do you see the scratches on the tarmac on this track? Coming down to coming past turn 5 into 6 and 7.
I know they've reprofiled. They've updated the graphics on the track. So I guess that's why, but possibly why, maybe.
The fact that I'm hearing a Ford GT makes me unbelievably displeased. It is the cursed mobile.
Well, I will drain out the sound of the Ford GT for you because I give you the top 5 for the pros. As Sean Campbell still leading the way with 719 points. Thomas Zach 636 points. Casper de Court 545. Alfie Rigsby, who is not here tonight due to internet issues, 522, and James Armstrong 5th, 517. So that battle for third place still ongoing. That battle for the lead, though, there's around 80 points. So you think you get 50 in each race, maximum of 50. There is a chance that Sean Campbell might be crowned champion this week. Might. Permutations have to be known when it comes to drop weeks. But that man in the McLaren, who has told us McLaren's too slow, it can only go this speed, or McLaren's just not got it, or, I'm going to struggle with fuel. That man is currently leading the championship. And he looks good in a 2-2.
So, it's actually going to be... qualifying is just going to be there and done. Like, it's going to be... Beep, beep, bye.
Good grief! Sean Campbell.
Genie Macker. He's half a second faster.
I said they might. I said they might dip into the 17s. A 17.631 for Campbell. of 118.159 for Jensen and 118.232 for Casper de Court. What a drive in that BMW. It's a slide from Campbell. This will not be a fast lap. He slid going out of turn 5.
Watch as he goes faster again.
James Armstrong, by the way, has parked him. He's done his 1 lap and he's done.
What's this? I would have said flying lap, but there's another like term for it. It's like
hot lap? No, out lap? No, pace.
It's one and done.
One and done. Okay, hot lap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, more so. This is like, he did a one and done. You know.
He did a drive and hope. So Sean Campbell.
A drive. Yeah, it just sounds like the, you know, as we're seeing Sean Campbell come around, it just sounds like he's just praying in a car. He's like, please let me go faster, please. And Sean Campbell is not going faster. What does Matthias Jensen do? Matthias Jensen stays second. Casper de Court is invalid. Thomas Sachs stays where he is. Kai Askey. Oh, and he goes fourth, and that wasn't not what I was expecting to see. Poor Ted Bradbury. He lost at the final corner. Let's just have a look. A delicate look at it. And there goes his lap. And that's just...
Rob, can I just say, you know how I said Sean Campbell had a little slide at turn 5?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a fast lap? His second lap would have still been fast enough for pole.
That McLaren is a fast boy.
A 118.032 with a slide at turn 5.
Oh yeah, that's a fast boy. Oh yeah, that's a fast boy. So we have in total 29 races today. We continue to have and be entertained by Mr. Harry Wills, who's unfortunately got the human malware. So, you know, credits to him for being able to participate. Where did he come? Well, we'll have a look-see. Sean Campbell coming first with a 117.631, comfortably in first position. Matthias Jensen with a 118.160 in second. In third for pros, Casper de Court 118.232. Kai Askey with a 118.287. In fifth is Thomas Axe with a 118.298. James Armstrong with a 118.365. In seventh and first for professional, amateur, it is Callum Beament with a 118.818, and just by a whisker is Miller behind him in second. So it's a front grid lockup for Midland Sim Racers with a 118.864. Zakaria Yama coming up third with a 118.954. Liam Hearn, you know, it's actually interesting. It's a 1.5 tenths of a second. That's the correct way of saying it. Separates the top 4 in amateur. Andrew Dawson with a 119.003. Running out the top 5 for amateur. Ethan Bass 119.05. I don't know how he's able to do a 119 at Ford. I don't know why he's driving that thing. Thomas Danger with 119.086 for amateur. Harry Wills 119.140. I mean, that's a great lap considering his current state of affairs. Simon Dodd 119.218. Henning Hay with a 119.263. Chatterton with a 119.338. Dean Timms 119.418. Chris Gardner with a 119.488. Matt Fleming with a 119.786. John Williams with a 120.139. Leiden Lee with a 118. He wanted to say 118 for some reason. Leiden Lee with a 120.185. Finally, in the last two, Levi Johnson with a 125.91, and Matthew Hedrick with a 122.233. Now,
just a few non-qualifiers, but
I'll leave you to talk about NASCAR. I need to check to see if the parcel actually arrived, because apparently it did.
Yeah. Rob has a parcel waiting, so I'll talk about NASCAR because
I don't know how I'm able to determine it, but you know.
So, Bristol Dirt happened. Everyone knows Bristol Dirt happened. Very interesting race. And then halfway through Bristol Dirt, they announced, "Hey, we're going to be doing Bristol Dirt again next spring." brilliant. Apart from a spring Bristol is never good. NASCAR was postponed. The Saturday heat racing and the truck race was postponed on the Saturday. Sunday was cancelled literally 3 hours before NASCAR went because the whole place was flooded by the storms. And it was a good race. It was a good race, but it was so dry. And if you've got a dry dirt track, like I've never seen. Apparently, I was told by people that is normal for a dirt track, but just an aerial photo of Bristol with the dirt and the dust of the dirt just flying up above the stadium was just so weird. So weird, but I was going to sneeze 1 second. No, it's not happened. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next year. They've got developments, but an interesting development with NASCAR that happened today, that they're still doing their next gen testing for the new cars. And they're doing a test at Martinsville, one of my favourite racetracks, by the way, one of my favourite ovals. Even though the racing on iRacing, we all know what it's like. And they're testing rain tyres. Rain tyres for ovals, not road tyres for rain. Not rain tyres on the road tracks. No, rain tyres on the ovals. Now, it's not going to be, we're not talking, hey, we're going to do Daytona in the rain, because it's not going to be when it's literally lashing it down. We're talking a damp track. And it's going to have to be a flat, not in iRacing, Andy, in real life. In real life, they're testing out these wet tyres for what they call flat-banked tracks. And my issue with this is, they call Phoenix a flat banking track. And I'm like, They do know turn 1 and turn 2 is banked. Like, I can understand 3 and 4 and the dog legs flat, but yeah, but they're going to be testing it like Richmond. They're going to be testing it at Martinsville, of course. But no, that's the idea. Tracks like that, they want to use these. So you'll have that issue. Well, you won't have that issue now of, hey, can we go racing? No, track's not dry. But we want to go racing. Yeah, but the track's not dry. But it's sunny. No. Track's not dry. They'll be able to just go on with a not dry track if this works, because everyone loved the rain tyres when it came to the Roval, even though unfortunately the Xfinity race was the better race of the two that weekend when it came to wet racing. But if that's given them a whet their appetite, the idea of doing Martinsville on a damp track or like Richmond, whew, hey. Even New Hampshire, maybe. I'm just saying, maybe New Hampshire. Could be interesting.
There's actually no parcel for me, so I'm trying to figure out why it says complete. Oh.
I want to talk about it. You okay? You want a hug?
I need a hug.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine. So NASCAR's getting wet weather racing before we are on iRacing.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What weather racing?
They're testing rain oval tires this week. That was my whole spiel.
Oh, you're trying to be like, oh hey,
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're going to be testing.
that was funny. I mean, to be fair, I would much rather that they what's the word I'm looking for?
Don't know. What is the word you're looking for?
What is the word I'm looking for?
So if it rains, they cancel the race. No, what happens in NASCAR at the moment is they cannot race with rain. If there's any raindrops, they call a caution, and a safety car comes. The pace car comes out, and then they wait, and they go around, and they keep going around until if the rain gets harder and they can't race, they red flag. Everyone goes back into the pit lane. The covers go over the cars and they wait it out, and then they get the dryers on. They dry the track out like that. In road racing at the moment for NASCAR, if it starts to rain, they throw out a competition caution. Safety car comes out, so everyone's got the option of going into the pit for rain tyres.
I mean, what's the
happened in
difference?
Daytona.
What's the difference between a competition caution and just a caution?
The
I mean,
competition
they use the
caution
same
is
flag.
yeah,
Big thing.
yeah. The competition caution is basically flown because nothing has caused the caution. Do you know what I mean? It's just what they've decided. So that basically, yeah.
So in theoretical terms, what they could do is that they could say, somebody's too far ahead. Let's throw a competition caution for the laughs.
I mean, the amount of times in the last few years, I think a couple seasons ago, was it Martin Truex? Who won 2019? I gotta remember who won the championship in 2019. I'm trying to remember. Was it Kyle Busch? Anyway, but basically there was a guy that had a pit problem who was fighting for the championship in the final race. And what happened was, I think it was Martin Truex or Kevin Harvick. He almost went a lap down. He went a lap down, and they were saying, "Oh, there's going to be he needs a caution. Is there going to be a caution or anything?" And then out of nowhere, a car spins, goes down under the apron, is totally fine because it's a 360 spin. No, it was a flat tire. Sorry, it had a tire, got down on the apron, was going into the pit lane, and they called a caution. And it was like, hang on one second. Yeah, like, hang on 1 second. That's a little bit fishy. It's like when everyone was saying last year that NASCAR was making it that Chase Elliott would win. You know, they wanted Chase Elliott to win. So, like, when it came to Chase Elliott almost getting a penalty at Martinsville, when he had to win, I think it was win to get in, and there was a possible penalty for a driver put someone over the wall, basically jumped over the pit wall to get ready to do a pit stop before he should have. They said, "Oh no, he touched the wall, he got back over, so it wasn't a penalty." And everyone was like, "Uh huh." And you've dug that little part out of the rule from where? Like literally the fine print of the rules. Okay, and everyone's like, "It's a conspiracy." Kind of like if everyone started saying that Max Verstappen didn't win the race in the weekend because it's a conspiracy that they want Lewis to win.
Track limits.
Sorry, I was blowing my nose there. What did you say?
Track limits.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you know, if the first race is anything to go by, the only thing, the fact that it was the only thing that mired it was the fact that everybody was just throwing their arms up in the air, going, "Oh my god!" You know, Hamilton getting free pass, and it's like, well, no, just Mercedes discovered like. They probed to see if they would get penalized. They didn't, so they were just like, okay, so let's just use whatever we want out of turn 4.
Yeah, exactly. The interesting thing was race control told Red Bull that Max had to get the position back, and Max at the end of the race was like, "I could have fought to get those 5 seconds. I could have pulled away those 5 seconds." Interesting. It's an interesting question because do you remember Spa in the rain where Lewis Hamilton beat Kimi Räikkönen? I think we're talking 2008 here.
I'm pretty sure.
Was it 2000? Yeah. How they said that Lewis Hamilton cut the bus stop, gave the position back, but didn't give the position back because he still had an advantage, was able to overtake Kimi. Oh, it was Canada, wasn't it?
It was a racetrack of that season. I am 100% sure.
Yeah. Oh, crikey! So somebody must know. I remember watching it in a bar at a LAN event. It wasn't 2000. No, it was 2008. 2008. Yeah.
The fact that you watched it in a bar indicates how old you are compared to me.
It was at a LAN event, right? We had a LAN event, the Insomnia LAN event at Newbury Racecourse, and the bar just by the paddock, which would be the horse paddock.
Yeah.
They had it was bar. Thank you, Rob. They had the F1 on because they knew they could get TV. And all I remember, right, was we're British. We haven't seen a British success in years, so we're roaring for Lewis. We're cheering when Alonso spins. Right now, this is the timeline we're in. We got bored of seeing Alonso dominate. That we wanted somebody new. So we were cheering if Alonso spun, and Alonso did. It would almost be like if people, for those unaware, imagine Sebastian Vettel the last 2 years in Ferrari, when everyone would like be like, Sebastian spun, It was like that. I've never been in such an atmosphere to watch an F1 race in my life, and never have again. It was just amazing to see everyone roaring at what was going on, and we all watched that finish, and it was amazing. It still sticks in my mind. But yeah, could you imagine if nowadays Hamilton was told, no, you've got a 5-second penalty, was not told to give that position back, would he have got the 5 seconds? I don't know if I like that idea that Verstappen brought up. I think if you've been told to give the position back, you give the position back.
Well, more. I think his team actually told him to give it back before to essentially say, before the stewards did. The issue arises when they say, "Oh, we're gonna have zero tolerance." Well, the first time they have zero tolerance for any off tracks and all that kind of nonsense, and then. Problem is when the inconsistencies of the stewarding of track limits is like, you let him do that for 23 laps. Hello. Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's not Mercedes' fault. They were just like, we didn't get penalized for it.
And by the way, that incident in 2008, we are just about to start growing up. By the way, that incident in 2008, Max is talking about he could have got the 5 seconds. Back then, because Lewis didn't give the position back, or didn't give it back and still got an advantage, 25-second penalty.
Yeah, that was an e-capping.
Yeah. That, unfortunately, was unfair, if you ask me. Full pace lap, Rob! Everybody who loves the full pace lap.
Everyone I know loves a full pace lap.
I've just had a full pace lap at Spa all last week. I got a full pace lap of Road America this week for IMSA.
Wait, hang on.
Anyone doing?
How can there be a full pace lap at Spa?
Sorry, no, I meant Sebring. A full pace lap of Sebring last week. A full pace lap of Road America this week, and then I got Spa, which thankfully is not a full pace lap.
It is a chicane, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter in the end. I mean. What matters is that they need to be consistent. If they say something is a no-no, they have to be consistent with it no matter what. Which I don't think they were. I don't think they were being very economical with what constituted the iron
set of corners.
The iron rod.
That set of corners, right? Ever since last year has just been a massive discussion point because last season when they went there. There was ever-changing rules about the off-tracks there. And this season, I don't think we knew what the rules were on the off-tracks there until, like, Saturday. So, they can't do that. Without the drivers, agreeing, they cannot do that. That's the whole point of the drivers having a meeting before the race weekend. On the Thursday, you have that massive meeting with the drivers. So... You can't just change the rules like that without having input. So I think a little bit of communication breakdown as well not by the FIA. Well, technically yes, by the FIA because it's their own stewards. Also, side note, let's stop with the special guest stewards and let's just have let's just go back to normality. You know what I mean?
Wait, there's such a thing as special guest stewards. I didn't even know that.
They always get like a former race driver comes in as a steward for a weekend. Christensen, Sarlo, somebody else help me here. Has Damon? I don't think Damon Hill had because of his ties to the British Grand Prix Drivers Association. Yeah, but basically, former drivers do get roped in to do stewarding nowadays. You know, it's cool having a former driver, a recent former driver, but at the same time, you get different ones each weekend. So it almost goes back to the 70s, 80s, where you've got different rules for each weekend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, exactly. I mean, that's the problem. It's if you don't have concrete rules, it's open to interpretation, and we all know that interpretation is the what's the word I'm looking for? The invention of all pandering, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Or pandering. Well, anyway, in the words of Raikkonen, yeah, well, this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. What? Rob's going to take you away with the first race of 2 tonight at Road Atlanta, baby.
Road Atlanta, and as remember, they can't be start, and they can't go drive until they're past, and they're past it, and Sean Campbell has caught them all absolutely off guard as they come. Barney waving his green flag there furiously into the first corner. That is going to be Matthias Jensen on the outside coming past Casper de Core, as he's being held out from the rear by Kayaski, who's got himself up a correction. That's going to be James Armstrong and Thomas Axe doing battle. Casper de Core is in a sandwich of Audis here, and he's not liking it one bit because he sticks out like a sore thumb with how tall it is. And Kayaski is trying to catch back up to the rear end of Thomas Axe, and that Ford is such a difference. Being hounded by Barbarani inside, coming into turn 6. Oh, car off. Sorry, that is Thomas Axe.
Lima. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, if we want to talk about the amateurs quickly, Liam Dawson and Lima Hearn got together. Hearn is off, and he is out of the race after what happened there to him. It's the only incident there, going down into turn 3, as we know, is a very tricky corner. Just got caught up.
Oh yeah, very unfortunate. Not the place that you'd want to be.
We saw Thomas Axe did go around as well. So
he didn't actually go around. He took a little trip into the grass area. I think he just went too wide, and there was no space on the inside, and I think he just ran wide.
Well, what a start for James Armstrong, though. 2 places on that first lap. Ted Bradbury, by the way, making 3 places up. That's a good little drive there for the Delta Sport driver. He's made some good gains. Casper de Core now battling Matthias Jensen. Very key battle here for the... Well, Jensen, unfortunately, he's out of the championship contention, but Casper de Core would really love to cement any chance of this P3 in the championship. If he can get a P2, that'd be fantastic. He's battling James Armstrong and Alfie Rigby for that battle. Armstrong's 30 points behind, so Casper needs to stay in front of Armstrong. That's what he's doing right now. But if you put an RSR Audi right between him and his closest rival, might like it. But this BMW, remember, the gearing means that this BMW feels like an Audi R18. It doesn't need 6th gear. It's 5 gears all the way until you get to a long straight like this. Casper de Core will probably go for a move here. He's side by side. He's got the overlap. Breaks down for the chicane, down into turn 10A and then 10B. Still side by side, giving a lot of respect for Jensen. Jensen's going to have the inside to go down to turn 11. And I think a little bit of a scuffle there, almost touching. Casper de Core's gone really wide, and he's lost that position to James Armstrong. Armstrong now up to 3rd. It almost looks like Jensen gave him the room, but just lost the car and just got, just washed the car up and understeered.
Matthias Jensen holding off James Armstrong, who's now crawling into 3rd place. As he said, Casper de Core is stuck down in 4th. He's lost the position. I think the BMW M4 is out of place. It's going to be a bit difficult to keep it going as fast as possible. I think the Audis are a bit more spirited, especially in the first sector, so turns 1 through 5. 6 and 7, possibly where I can make up a little bit of time. But it's going to be difficult, I think, for the for BMW. Elsewhere, Ted Bradbury still charging again, or still trying to catch up to Kayaski. On that last lap, though, the amateurs, it is still a Midland Sim Racer 1-2, as the 2 of them are trying to get a gap going. They were fast in that last lap, by 0.2 of a second against Zakayama, who is seeing them slowly drift off into the distance. If he loses them completely, he's going to lose the slipstream advantage that he has, but he also has a gap to Andrew Dawson. All he has to do is keep that up. It's 1.5 seconds at the moment. He is the highest Ferrari. By the way, just as a sheer piece of trivia, in amateur, there is no Ford, no McLaren. Well, okay, in both classes have no McLarens, but correction, no Mercedes.
Have no Mercedes.
No Mercedes. Pro has McLaren. Pro also has the. Oh, and that's Andrew Dawson. No. Oh, and he's made a mistake on his own. It happened. We are actually cameras fixed on him, and oof.
Big damage there. So
I just want to see how. Let me just go into his vehicle. Did he just? Let's see now. He's braking, 4th gear. Oh, yeah, and there goes the back end. The back end sliding out, and he's a missile at that point.
Yeah, that's a shame. We'll keep our eyes on that battle for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the pros. Not much going on. They just let Sean Campbell get away with it. And to be fair, if Campbell gets a 50 pointer.
Oh, Campbell's got a slowdown. Campbell had a slowdown. He's had to give up 2 positions. Where did it happen? Oh, please don't tell me he had it at the Oh, did he cut it? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, he cut it. Oh yeah, he cut it. Cut it way too much coming into on the final chicane, coming onto the first left on the left-hander. He cut it way too much, and not only has he just lost 3rd position, he's also lost 4th. Koyaski's gained a position due to that, and now he's glued to the rear end of Casper Court. Ted Bradbury is still attempting to catch back up. He is gaining towards the lap times where he needs to be to maintain equilibrium, but he needs to put in some absolutely blistering laps to get further than that.
Casper Court, interesting by the way. Casper Court went purple last lap, a 1:19.205. Now that was a little bit slipstream assisted, yes, but for a BMW in these tricky corners, that's good because we know the BMW is good in high-speed corners, but you wouldn't think, like Rob was saying, down to like some of the corners like 6 and 7 or 5 even, it would help the BMW. And he's losing time again on 1:19.555, which is good, but like that's a tenth and a half away from Jensen and Campbell. So he's letting Koyaski back into this battle, which also brings Armstrong back, and Jensen there in P2. Kind of playing spoiler, being he's got nothing to play for per se. He's just helping out where he can, or just having some time. But Casper de Court, if he stayed ahead of Armstrong, can solidify all points in this battle to get P3 overall in the championship. But just, it's a struggle right now. And Koyaski, you can see Koyaski just isn't there. James Armstrong had another slowdown, by the way, or was that because he had to serve the slowdown over the start-finish line? Might have been that, but you can see that Armstrong's just feeling a lot more confident at the middle section of the track compared to Koyaski.
Oh, he had a big moment apparently through the downhill S's. Let me just have a look. And to downhill S's, what happened to him? Let's see. Where did this occur? Big moment. Oh, there was a big... Yeah, power sliding through the S's there. I mean, I wouldn't consider that safe now, Campbell, but,
Do not try this at home.
Yeah.
Professionals
these are
closed court.
Well, on a simulated closed court.
Yeah, okay.
These are simulated professionals.
Good save, though. Lost a little bit of time from that. He did a 1:21.22, but he's still, 2 seconds ahead of everybody. As Jensen battling Casper de Court. I did see a little bit of damage on the back of Jensen's car. It's only really cosmetic. It's not going to affect him per se, but no idea where he got it from. Just a small bit of damage on the rear left. But he's going to be fine with that. But the gap's still about half a second between himself and Casper de Court, which amazes me this BMW is doing so well around here. I would have thought these Audis and Lamborghinis would be better suited. The Ford's definitely not suited because Ethan Bass is currently sitting P8 overall. Oh, I've just loved seeing my Ford, though. That's all I'm going to say.
You just love that Ford. Like, it's
I love
almost
the underdog.
like you're just like, oh, my Ford, oh, my pretty little Ford. Oh, yay.
It is pretty. It is pretty. Don't
I mean,
hate.
it is a great car.
I saw an
But
F40 in real life once, like an original F40, and I was like, ooh. Alright, it was in a museum, but it was still like, wow, this thing is amazing.
it is amazing.
Wish I could have sat in it, but you know.
Well,
So the amateurs are still battling.
Wait, hang on a minute. You didn't sit in an
It was
F40?
in a motor museum. It was at the Hayes Motor Museum.
And you didn't bother sitting in it.
I don't think we were allowed to touch the cars if they weren't open. Did I do a mistake? I don't know. Maybe I could have. 19 minutes and 40 seconds remaining and counting down. Casper de Court is hassling Matthias Jensen right now. The gap, they were practically neck and neck last lap as Jensen had a mistake. Casper de Court, he looks like he wanted to try and make a move there, but I think he just fought against it at the last moment there. Continues to get pushing. Kwiatkowski and James Armstrong's having a little bit of a battle behind them, though, and Kwiatkowski keeps that position as Armstrong went for the move, but just overcooked it, and Kwiatkowski had to go the long way around to get that position back from James Armstrong. Did so, though. So, you've got second and third in a close battle. You've got fourth and fifth in a close battle. This is championship implications, technically, because you've got two guys battling for P3 out there in both of these battles. So, all eyes are glued onto what's going to happen, because if they stay like this, then who knows? If we come to turn 10 next time, we'll be getting an overtake.
That's for the Court. Sitting on the back end of Matthias Jensen. And, well, he's not got any... Well, Matthias Jensen's not got any toe, because Campbell is way too far ahead, 2.7 seconds, and he'll be losing time, essentially, as he's having to defend. This long back straight is... Well, it's a killer, because you start gaining a lot more speed over the guy ahead of you as you come down to the hairpin. Does he make a move? No, he doesn't. He sits and he waits. I think he's mainly just waiting for a great run coming out of having a great run coming out of turn 7. Then when he gets to 8, and then the chicane. Once he gets to the chicane, I think that's when he's going to pounce. He's actually still hounding the rear end of Matthias Jensen consistently. Like he's about one and a half tenths behind him. That's how close the gap is. It is very, very close between the two of them, and it's going to play right into Sean Campbell's hands. All he has to do is just keep driving, just wait and see how or who's going to be facing him with 17 minutes to go in amateur. Where do we have? We have a blinker of Ben Smith. Oh no, Harry! Oh, that is unfortunate. Well, I don't think that car is coming out of that fence anytime soon. I really don't think so.
While you're watching the replay, Casper de Court did get that P2 from Matthias Jensen. It's a very weird crash there as well, but the car just gets stuck in and flips. Casper de Court did overtake Jensen there. Jensen went to the inside, but realized the pace was just too strong and let Casper through. A very respectful move there from Jensen. It's tough because, you know, you've seen it with Armstrong as well when he was overtaking, trying to go for Kwiatkowski. And also, you see it with Miller trying to go past Beeman. It's not a place you can send it into, the chicane, the turn 10A and 10B. because it's so narrow. If you send it, you compromise both of your drives. As Ted Bradbury now comes into the pits, I do not see that. And what has happened to Bradbury? Got up to turn 3, lost the car at turn 3, went nose in going into turn 4. So that's Bradbury's race over. But yeah, it's such a hard corner. Such a hard corner to even think about going right next to each other. If you've got an overlap, that's the only way you're going to make it a move work into the chicane. You cannot send it because, like I said, you start turning in if you're the guy in front and the guy just comes in, there's no room for you to just move over and give him room. You're literally in trouble. So is Jensen! Jensen's off! Jensen's off! Little bit of a slide and Jensen is off. I think you're still in replay, Ron.
I was wondering why. It's still... Well, I'm more so still in replay just to try and see. We'll pick him up. I am pretty sure... Oh. Is that where... Yes, that's where it happens. Parasliding coming out of the hairpin. And we get to see that. He is now down into 6. Where is... Oh, Bradbury had to tow. Let's have a look at where Bradbury towed. Let's have a look. Ooh,
I just mentioned it. He went off at turn 3, lost the car, too much throttle, cut the grass, turn 3, and was just a missile into the wall.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna hurt. Coming up into turn 1, he was sliding coming out of turn 1 into turn 2. He blinks. And then just onto the grass, and then oof. Oh, I think he might have a hardware issue because he blinked and then like he was trying to turn the wheel. It was like nope.
So we haven't talked a lot about P2 in the championship. Thomas Axe, but he's just doing whatever he can.
You were about to say he was on his own.
He's not on his own. He's got his teammate Jensen there to help him, but currently sitting in P5. I think Jensen might realise that as much as they're racing, Thomas Axe could help himself here. He's 90 points ahead of Casper de Court, and you think to yourself, if he, does well, I'm knocking on wood right now because he's having a bit of a slide right now. But if he does well here, the first race may not be that good, and P5 might be good enough for him. Wow, Jensen has a moment there, manages to save it. Axe just stays P5, that'll give him a good start for the second race. Might be able to salvage something in the second race. Really, at this stage, of how dominant Campbell has been in that McLaren, and to be fair, this is a McLaren track. It might just be for Thomas that, let's just solidify P2. I think that's what he's got to go for right now.
Thomas Axe. He's currently sitting at the same pace as, well, a little bit slower than James Armstrong, who's ahead of him. He's not going to get to tow. He's 4 seconds behind. I think pros at the moment, it is all kind of static unless something happens. So back to amateur we go. No real movements at the top of the table. It's still an MSR lockout. They're still doing absolutely fine out there. Sakurayama is slowly losing the toe. He's actually started losing the toe quite badly, actually. So he's not going to be able to take advantage of that. But the battle for 5th heats up with Dean Timms and Ben Smith going to be fighting over it. I'd say, actually are starting to fight over it right now. Coming on to lap 14 for amateur. It is Eclipse versus Twisted. A big old, a tall Audi versus a wide Lamborghini. Oof. Having to brake because Dean Timms squirreled. He squirreled just like my English sentence.
That BMW did not look good through the S's.
No,
Dean Timms went wide, almost had a bit of understeer and tried to correct it. Almost got a little bit of oversteer. I thought he was going to slide that car out for a moment. Was just able to hold it though. But the question is now, we know the Lambo isn't the best on the straights, but with this gap, would Ben Smith look to make a move? is the question. Well, if he clips the grass on the... Oh, no, I'm slurring my words. If he clips the grass at the end of the exit of the corner there at turn 7, don't think he'll get the run he wants. So I think he'll just have to frustratingly reset and go again, as we're down to 11 minutes remaining. 23 laps is this race, by the way. Very a long race when it comes to sprint races.
Well, it's just the short laps. It feels long, but I mean, it's just the fact that there's not a lot of corners in comparison to most other tracks, and you're spending a lot of time on the accelerator pedal.
Fun fact, I have never done Petit Le Mans, and I don't know if I could cope 10 hours around here. This is probably more... I say more challenging than Bathurst in the fact that it's very repetitive quickly. You know what I mean? You know, you're doing 10 hours around a track that, you know, a lap time at the GT3 is a minute 20. You know, in an LMP2, it's about a minute 10. You know, so it's a challenging track just for that.
Because you just be seeing the exact same thing like a minute later. You're just like, oh, there it is. Oh, here it is again. Oh,
it's not like doing a 2-hour stint at Bathurst where literally you're on the edge, making sure you don't hit anything. That in itself is a challenge. You know, but it's not the same. One's a repetitive, one's a survival. Now here's that little overlap that I thought Ben Smith might get. Is he going to go for a late braking move into the chicane? He is, you know. He might have just cut the corner though, but he's going to try and make this stick. There is the overlap still there with Dean Timms. They're going to go down into the final corner side by side. And of course, the outside line's not going to work for Ben Smith. Do they keep it side by side? Great racing by both of them. Ben Smith holds on around the outside. He's going to keep that position unless Timms goes running into turn 1. No, wow! Wow! Held it round the outside of the final turn. Great move, Ben Smith.
Here's a replay of how it started. It started at the chicane. 1 lap ago, technically. Technically, I am correct. Side by side, Eclipse Racing, the car 46 and the 55. Around they went just about side by side. Coming around the final turn. That is as a brave pill move if I ever seen one. And Dean, do you see what Dean Timms just... Watch this again. Watch this again. And I just want you to watch Dean Timms in slow motion. I love using the slow mo. It makes me very, very happy that it exists. Just look at this. Look at he's actually braking now, and then just car slides. I'm pretty sure that's a car slide. Have another look. I might have to look at his yeah, let's have a look at his steering wheel. Let's have a listen. Oh, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Not as bad as the car made it out to be.
Well, while we're watching that, his teammate Chris Chatterton just overtook Dean Timms in the chicane. Almost looked like a team move because Timms did not contest, just gave the position up. So he's gone down another couple positions as Chatterton.
Oh no! Don't tell me Ben Smith is. Oh my God, he blinked hard.
Where? What? He was ahead, wasn't he?
What?
Hang on.
What?
Something.
What? Hang on a minute. Look, what is this?
He was ahead.
1, 2. There is no way that he just got penalized like that. What?
I have no idea. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little bit... What just happened?
He literally just got punished. He literally blinked and got punished for blinking.
That's crazy.
That is exceptionally annoying.
Unless he pulled to one side. Who knows?
Well, he couldn't have. Not in that part of the track.
Now, the amateur battle at the front. I feel like we're watching RSR from last year. and I'm not talking about Racing SimRigs, I'm talking about RSR Esports. Because the pros last year, we had Oscar Coper and Jesse James just out on their own for the first 25 minutes of a race. And then the final couple laps, it was literally, right, now we fight each other. That's what's going to happen between Callum Beeman and Andrew Miller right now. Beeman's got that lead, but he's kept his teammate there in the BMW, Andrew Miller, right with him. And they are battling for a championship. Gap is 18 points after what happened last week with Beeman. I thought there was going to be a move there for a moment. It's going to be all to play for this weekend. When we get to next week, I promise I will give you the permutations with drop weeks. I am literally going to be writing a spreadsheet up so I can get that out for you as I just go over the points totals. A little bit of breaking of toe there from Callum Beeman. The gap now is what? Half a second still. They continue to push on. Andrew Miller had the better lap that time, a 120.3. Literally a 120.3. Flat. And a 123.72 for Beeman last lap. So they're going along, they're cruising along. But as the 5 minutes barrier ticks over, who is going to blink first? Because surely Miller at some stage is just going to go, I need this. And that could almost be the championship if he gets ahead of Beeman.
All depends on drop weeks, though. Who's got the drop week to spend? Matthias Jensen is in the pits. He's had an accident. Oh, he's been down on this. Look, he's lost the back end. Where's that forward? He was running. Oh dear. Oh, I think another reason why now. I think he literally was just like caught the grass, and then that was just, yeah. I think he was not very happy with himself with that, and I think he's just parked the car because, I mean, when the grass takes you up like that, you really are sort of just feeling to yourself, well, that's not fun. That's not nice, iRacing. My grass.
Well, remember that the grass now. By the way, Ben Smith just overtook both Eclipse cars on that last lap. I'm not.
If he blinks again and gets punished for it again, I'm just gonna be like, hello.
So for turn 1, he overtook Dean Timms, right? This was last lap. Then he gets all the way down to the chicane and overtakes Chatterton, and he's back where he was. Currently P5 in the amateurs as Beeman and Miller continue to battle. That is the only battle going on. We're literally waiting for these two to go off like fireworks.
The gap is closing. It is closing very slowly, but it is closing. It's just under 0.3 of a second between the two of them, and to come out the hairpin. Oh, well, I'm pretty sure Matthias, or correction, kind of Beeman is going to be a bit better coming out of the chicane than the BMW is, especially on that last lap there. He gained about 0.2 of a second on Andrew Miller.
Then the advantage comes to the BMW around these corners right here down the S's. I know that sounds crazy. Does help the BMW here. Turn 5, a little bit of a neutral corner for both of them. And then we come down to turn 6. A little bit of a straight here. That helped the BMW. But this corner, I think it's pretty neutral. The first one will help both of them. The second one, probably more towards the Lamborghini, but the gap continues to close. Well, it expands, sorry. Now 0.7. A bad get up there from Miller. Team orders. Wow. That's an interesting decision.
Wait, what was it?
Apparently, we're talking team orders here.
Okay, Miller. You're faster than Beam at the head of you. Can you confirm you understood the message?
Callum, it's James. You've been told to keep the lead.
Yeah, okay, Valtteri, it's James. Just go slow for a minute. I'm going to be degreasing your power by 10%.
Crucial moment in the championship, though. In all due honesty, we joke about team orders. Both of them are battling for a championship, and the gap just closes down. There's 2 laps remaining in this race. I think Campbell's almost getting ready to take the white flag. Well, he's going over the chicane. He'll be down to the final corner shortly. He will start the white flag, but this battle is the one we're looking into. As they come around turn 7 again, wide from Miller. Cannot get it. It's almost like he wants to get on the throttle and just can't. As they start the leaders, the pros start the final lap. Sean Campbell still got a 3-second lead in front of him a couple lap cars, which shouldn't, knock on wood, cause any issues. But Miller, Beeman, the big battle. The only battle right now is Beeman's gone too hot into the first chicane. Miller could not make a move, though. He looked for a reactionary move. He cannot do anything at the moment. Does he look for something into turn 1? Beeman has to close it off into turn 1. He closes it off. Had Beeman gone too hot? Oh, great control. Kept that car under control. Turn 3, there's no way you can make an overtaking move into turn 3. We've seen it before, and he does not. Just keeping my eyes on Sean Campbell. We know where the checkered flag is, but these guys now 0.2 of a second. It's closing, Rob. It's closing.
Past turn 5 into turn 6. It'll be crucial for Miller to get the advantage. I think he's executed too early. He might have executed too early. Miller, you still have a long straight ahead of you, but he might have just executed. Ooh, it's a close one as they come down past turn 8 towards the chicane, the left and right hander, and we are looking on board with Callum Beeman as he looks to strike. Miller is looking on the inside. Oof.
Tried to sell the dummy. He tried to sell a dummy. Beeman's known for that. He tried to sell it. Miller wasn't having any of it. Held his guns. We know Campbell won the pros, but this is the crucial battle for the amateurs. Andrew Miller's going to win the amateur first race. Great battle between the two teammates. Fantastic. And then they just see... Is that heat trick just in front of him just slammed the wall in celebration? Yes. I think it was, but yeah, wow. That is big, especially with Miller with that 18-point lead in the championship. Before drop weeks, of course. That is huge.
Andrew Dawson threatening John Williams of Eclipse. Unfortunately, the final hurrah was not meant to be. And he has to make do with a place that is one less than he would have gotten if he had overtaken John Williams. And that is amateurs across the line. That is race 1 done and dusted. So let's get them results.
I like some inter-team racing, of course, yes. Well, Sean Campbell takes the victory for the pros. 2 seconds, or just about 2.2 seconds overall from Casper de Court, who gets that P2. Kayaski came home in 3rd, and James Hellstrom made a couple places to get 4th. Thomas Axe started 5th, finished 5th. So hopefully he will try and use the second race to get some points back. And Ethan Bass finishes 6th in the pros. Saw that great battle between Andrew Miller and Callum Beeman in the amateurs. It finished Miller Beeman in 1st and 2nd respectively. Zachary Yama came home in 3rd, and Simon Dodd got 4th. Then it was Ben Smith. Great drive, even with the X-Files moment. Made up 15 places overall, Rob. Started 26th on the grid, finishes 11th on the grid. More crucially, 5th in the amateurs. Then Chris Chatterton 6th, and then Haig 7th. Thomas Dandridge with 8th. Lyden Lee 9th. John Williams will be 10th. Andrew Dawson with that massive damage at the start. He finishes now 17th, was off the pace after what happened. And Mark Bailey was 18th overall, the last of the lead lappers. David Meakin was 1 lap down, as with Mark Fleming and Matt Heatrick. Matt Heatrick will take pole for the reverse grid, by the way, with Mark Fleming right beside him. Dean Timms was 3 laps down. Matthias Jensen was 5 laps down. Ted Bradbury 13 laps down, as was Harry Wills. Levi Johnson was 20 laps down. Liam Ahern 22 laps down. Chris Gardner did not take the start. So I'm just looking. Yeah, Ethan Bass is going to take pole for the reverse grid with Thomas Axe beside him.
Who had the fastest lap in Pro? It would have been Casper de Court with a 1:19.206.
Great time. Let's just be brutally honest. In a BMW. You know.
I mean, I'll say it. It was pretty fast.
And also, Andy Miller did not have the fastest lap in amateur. Can you guess who had the fastest lap without looking at the system, Rob?
Ben Smith.
You looked at the system, didn't you?
Well, no, I already knew. No, actually,
the only amateur to do a sub 120. What a drive from Ben Smith. Oh, now let's have a quick word with Simon Dodd, who had I wouldn't say a quiet, but a really good win there for Simon Dodd. Simon, how are you enjoying Road Atlanta, first of all?
Normally, I hate this track. It wasn't quite a win, and it was a very quiet race, though. Yeah, it was very quiet. I'm not really a fan of this track because of my past escapades here at Petit Le Mans. But yeah, I've done around sort of 70, 80 laps of practice here. And then our setup guy created a setup last night, and I bolted that on 5 minutes before the race and thought, this one feels better than mine. And it seemed to work for me. So
what is it, apart from your escapades from Petit Le Mans, what is it about Road Atlanta that makes you dislike or apprehensive about racing this track?
If I'm honest, I'm not too sure now. It was essentially the S's at the start. Those curbs are a nightmare, but once you learn to avoid that last curb on the right, it's not too bad. But then even if you then avoid that one on the right that just throws you into orbit, take the left-hander, it's very, very easy to run rather wide and end in tears there. So I was just sort of keeping it nice and steady, really.
Were you having fun watching the battles up ahead, even if sometimes it was in the relative? Because it looked pretty good up ahead, but yeah, unfortunately, it was one of those things where you were the man in the middle or the man in nowhere. So you basically just had to watch the battle on the relative.
Yeah, I was watching P1, 2, and 3 in the AMs. They were having a pretty good battle together from what I could see, and then I was thinking, hopefully they'll come together and I'll pick up a podium here. And then towards the end, I'm not sure if Yama ran out of tyres or was saving fuel or something, but I was closing in on him quite rapidly in the last sort of 3 or 4 laps. And then I ran wide on the exit of the S's. I'd gained like half a second on him going into the S's, and then I just ran wide at the end of the S's, like, there goes my chance. Because otherwise, I think I may well have just about been close enough to put a move onto him down into the chicane at the end of the lap. But hey-ho, the podium wasn't quite to be, unfortunately.
I don't know if you've got anything to add, Rob?
No, I don't at the moment. No.
Well,
Other than, you know, what's your thoughts going into race 2?
Starting from near the back's going to be interesting. I'm just going to try and keep it clean and tidy, stay out of trouble, and see what place I can pick up. I'm aiming for a top 10 finish in the season. I'm currently sat in 11th, and I need to finish ahead of, I think it's Dandridge, and I can't remember who else it is now.
You're currently P12. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're P12. 2 points.
P12, yeah. It's Daniel Merchant and Thomas Dandridge. That's it, yeah.
John Williams, actually. Daniel Merchant 352, John Williams 424. So, yeah, but you've got to beat Merchant and beat Williams. So
yeah, I don't count Williams because he's a teammate, so that's fine. If you finish ahead of me, that's fine.
Team orders, is it? Team orders, is it? Yeah.
No team orders here.
No team orders. Well, all the best, Simon. Hopefully, we don't see you in accidents in the second race, because we know what race 2 is usually like when you're battling through. But all the best for the second race, and we'll let you get back.
Cheers, guys. Looking forward to race 2. See you later.
See you later.
Ooh.
£5 from Andy Hitchkins said, coming to the end of the season, and you lads always do a great job with no credit. We do get plenty of credit. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the £5.
If you like what you see, by the way, don't forget we do have our membership with free tiers.
Yeah, you get.
I was trying to do the 90s audience, live audience.
Oh, like
you can win this car. Ooh.
A brand new 4-door hatchback.
Ooh.
even though everybody can see that it's a Vauxhall Astra of some sort. Like a 1.0
bullet Vauxhall Astra.
Like a 1.0 diesel or something.
I had to laugh. I watched I don't know if you heard about that. It's Saturday Night Takeaway on ITV. A few years ago, they got these two people that did the 80s game show 3-2-1. No, Bullseye. Sorry, it was Bullseye. And they didn't take that. They lost the final question, and they would have won a boat. That's right, because apparently a boat, for some reason, is like an important prize. So this was about 20, 30 years ago, and they found the boat that they could have won, and they could have won it again. But the boat needed a little bit of work to it. Let's just put it like that. But higher and lower than a 5. You don't get nothing for a pair in this game. Yeah, it's just the 90s game shows. Oh, now I've got some nostalgia. Strike it lucky, strike it rich. That's the same thing. Play your cards right. Generation game.
Okay, catchphrase.
That's still going.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that was peak 90s. Or Family Fortunes.
Still going. That was peak 80s.
I mean, it peaked for a long time. I'm not gonna lie.
Blockbuster.
I mean, when you have bloopers that last like an hour for a show, it's just like nice.
Brilliant. It's really good. Mind you, I always like nowadays they just come up with any type of game show because they feel that don't go to the old days and just come up with something new. Do you know what I mean? It's Gordon Ramsay has a game show now, and it's not about cooking. It is literally the idea that you've got all these weights and you've got to balance the scale with all these weights on.
Why on earth does he need a game show?
Because he can't go around telling people that the lamb is raw because Hell's Kitchen was filmed. I still need to watch that. I still need to watch the last season of the Hell's Kitchen. But yeah, he can't go around.
Craig for the Cube. You're a fan of the Cube?
Oh, the Cube. I've seen some of it. I must admit, I've seen some of it. Cube's all right, but it's no Krypton Factor. Now, come on, Krypton Factor. Come on, anybody. Krypton Factor. Rob, tell me you've seen the Krypton Factor.
No.
You've not seen the Krypton Factor?
No, never even heard of it. Until right now.
Oh. They basically took part in different types of skill tests. And one of them would be they had to arrange a puzzle. One would be they had to watch a video and then answer questions based on the video. One of them would always be an obstacle course that was in a military base, But the key thing that always got me in as a kid was they had to land a simulator, a flight simulator, a proper flight simulator. They had to land one of those. And I remember when it got to the grand finals, they would just up the ante. So one year they went to Florida, so they had to land a space shuttle in a simulator. And then near the end, they just decided to jump the shark. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final, you will not be trying to land a plane in a simulator. You'll be landing this real plane.
I bet that scared a lot of them.
I mean, if they were going to mess up, the instructor would take over. But yeah. But it was an interesting game show because it was like literally the ultimate test of every part of your body or every part of your mind. So yeah, Fort Boyard. Fort Boyard was like the Channel 5 version of Crystal Maze, but it was still good. I still remember Dirty Den going Jack the door, because it was like set in a French. It was like how Wipeout. You've seen Wipeout, It's filmed in South America, so they get like different nations to come and film it. Fort Boyard was the same thing. they basically just got loads of different television companies from around the world to film their own versions, which kind of takes away, you know what I mean? Kind of takes away from the fun. It's a knockout. It's a royal knockout. Yeah, 80s and 90s were the best. We're not even talking about the Gladiators, because that was a show. Oh, Keith Cheggers, yeah. Funhouse for the kids. There was Funhouse, you know, because the kids love all these obstacles and stuff, so they could do it themselves in Funhouse. I'm saying British shows here. I don't know what the Irish had, Rob. I do apologise.
We don't have any of that. Anyways, I'll
No.
leave you to it. I'm gonna need to stand up and walk about.
And look for your parcel.
Yeah, look for my parcel.
I love Andy. Hang on, I have to hit show. I love how I have to admin Dick and Dom in the bungalow. Oh no, I've just swore on stream. Oh dear, I actually did not like it. Never liked Dick and Dom, but then again, I was like a little bit older for it. But yeah, the 90s and in some respect the 80s were fantastic for game shows. You don't get it nowadays. It's like that winning formula on British TV that just worked. I think America had the $64,000 question, or something like that. 50-50 was another one. If anyone doesn't know what 50-50 is, they went to schools, and basically you had 50 of your school go up against 50 of another school, and that's the whole thing. And then you all had numbers on your chest, and each round was like an obstacle course type thing. And basically you got selected by the numbers on your chest, like it was pot luck. And you have the kids going, "Hey, that's my number," and just start really getting really excited. So a radio TV chat show. I mean, people have said we should do a podcast, but I don't know if we have the time for a podcast because you know you could talk for a lot of things, but it's yeah, like you've run the course after a while. Oh man, if you could, okay, so here's one, not just for the English, but for anybody else. If you could bring back one game show from your past, what would it be? I had that pause to think. I still don't know what I would bring back. I mean, they brought back the Krypton Factor and it was rubbish. Strike It Lucky! Yes! Strike It Lucky. They still do Takeshi's Castle, Andy. They still do it in... it's no longer Japan that do it. I think it's like Indonesia or something. They still do it. But no, Takeshi's Castle. Brilliant. Oh, no, Takeshi's Castle. Sorry, Strike It Lucky. Brilliant. That was a game show. I remember watching that. Was a good little game show, Strike It Lucky. Gladiators. I mean, they did bring Gladiators back, and unfortunately it wasn't good because, you know, they focused it more on what the Gladiators were. In fact, fun fact, in the last series of Gladiators that Sky brought back, the Ozone, or whatever he was, Oblivion, he's currently the NWA champion in pro wrestling. They literally got a pro wrestler to be a gladiator, hence why he did all the promos. And it's just crazy to think that here's this guy that was like, oh god, he's really cringe because he's cutting a promo on Gladiator, but then you realise, wait, he's one of the best pro wrestlers in America right now. So, Old Robot Wars. Now, when you say old Robot Wars, now, are we talking first season or are we talking second season? Because the first season of Robot Wars was not about fighting. First season of Robot Wars, the fight was at the end. But to get to the fight, you had to do qualifiers. And the qualifiers were literally obstacle courses. That's why the first iteration of Robots didn't have any weapons. Roadblock, which was literally just an old road closed sign put on a robot like it was a wedge. So it was more about the what they could do. And speaking of that, it also spawned the robot games, which is like the Olympics but with robots, like doing Olympic events but with robots. And it was just insane to see what these people could make robots. How did we get onto this topic? We were talking about old game shows. I'm not sure how we got onto old game shows. But yeah, how we go on to this topic? I mean, this is Raidillon TV. We'll get on any topic that's, you know, safe for work. Hole in the wall. You're getting all these. If chat replay's not on, there's going to be a lot of confused people right now. Art Attack's not a game show. It's a TV. It was a TV show, and it still went on for years. No, a good game. No, a good show. But all I'm going to say is this: like comedies in the 80s, you make a winning combination in the 80s or the 90s, the golden time for British TV. You will never replicate it. You will put it in a bottle, and that bottle will never break. You will never get it out of that bottle. Dad's Army, you will never get a comedy like that again. Like somebody said, you will never get a comedy with 7 people as the protagonists. You will never get that. It's the same with the game shows. You will never get another 3-2-1. You'll never get another blockbuster. You'll never get another generation game. We got to stick with the wheel. We got to stick with whatever Gordon Ramsay's got now. We're never going to get a Bullseye back, even if they try and bring it back. What we are going to get is some Road Atlanta. As they start the formation lap. And I've got to stop because I've got a lump in my throat because there's a Ford. There's a Ford at the front of the field, he says as he almost cries. It's a little bit of a fascination. It's just a quirky car that you look at the cockpit and you think this looks like something from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like the cockpit looks very outdated, very dated, but it still drives amazing. But, as we were saying, Ethan Bass will lead them off with Thomas Axe beside him. That is crucial for Thomas because Campbell's in 6th. Campbell can just fight his way up the field if he wanted to. But Thomas Axe would like to win this race just to give himself a chance, any chance, of still being in with a championship. But he can solidify P2 in the championship. I mean, the prize is, yeah, a bit of a difference between what you get for first and what you get for second. Regardless, you know, getting in that top 3 is an achievement in itself. And can Thomas Axe, you know, continue? Or is he going to be the weakest link today? Is he going to bottle? Is he going to bottle it? Who knows? In the amateurs, of course, we know that it's going to be Callum Beeman. No, not going to be Callum Beeman. Sorry, why am I looking at Callum Beeman? Callum Beeman needs to make a battle against Andrew Miller to try and get back in the championship battle. Matthew Heatrick's going to lead them off, though, with Mark Fleming side by side. An interesting battle when you think, because where's the nearest BMW for the amateurs? Well, it's Matthew Heatrick. We know how fast the BMWs have been in the pros with Casper de Court. What are they going to be like for the amateurs? Who knows? It's going to be interesting for the next 30 minutes. The final sprint race of the season as we go to Monza Endurance next week.
Are you ready for it?
Do it.
Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Craig King, you will lead us away.
Here we go. Here we go. The Demon tweets forward right there for Ethan Bass. Is going to lead us off. You've got a couple RSR guys to the left of him. And then it looks like a Project Dynamic of James Armstrong right behind. The 8 pros get us going. Ethan Bass is going to hold them and holds them in a really nice position. Really nice. And just catching them off guard there. The Ford's going to try and make his way. A little bit of pushing and shoving at the back there. Thomas Axe is going to be holding on to P2 as he needs. James Armstrong going to be defending from Kayaski. Kayaski's going to be under threat by the looks of it from Casper de Court. No dice there. You got Milan Tikins as well, who's just turned up for the second race, battling Harry Wills, and everything's going pretty quiet. What about the amateurs? Well, we just stopped that. Matthew Heatrick gets them going pretty well. There's a 3 wide in the back of the amateurs there. Did not see who that was. And it looks like it's all going. I think we've had a car off. I'm going to have a check of that any second now. It was
indeed. Harry Wills, he's gone.
Not where he wants to be as well. That's unfortunate there. I think he just told mainly to get out of the way of any battles in the pros. We've got that. Looks like it's Lindmo. Was that? No, it's Henning Hay that went off there for the amateurs. No idea what happened there. Callum Beeman is trying to get his way up the field, as Andrew Miller hasn't made the start he wants. Callum Beeman, the only car he's going to get by is, it's only the fastest car in the amateurs last race in Ben Smith. Don't think he's getting by anytime soon.
By the way, we just missed it. That side-by-side action, the camera's picked it up. This is what happened.
Oh, James Armstrong's on the grass. Sorry, if we keep watching that with the replay, James Armstrong just went on the grass and lost the position, almost 2 positions. It is going to be 2 positions. Kayaski is going to try and no. James Armstrong responds. He's going to try and fight Ethan Bass into turn 3. He's going to make this round the outside. He makes it round the outside. Armstrong somehow holds on to P2 after going off at the start-finish line.
Ma doing her best to pilot it. Hiya, Ma. As Ethan Bass is trying his best to not fall back any further, and he's under threat from Kayaski on the inside. Going into 6. He's gonna... Oh... He's trying his best, but I think that Ford is just not... He's not gonna make it. Oh, he's still side by side. Past 7 into 8.
Still side by side. They're almost side drafting. Sean Campbell's there right behind him in P5 right now. He's just watching and probably hoping, please don't do anything. Please don't do anything. In fact, Campbell, he almost looked like he was going to go 3 wide there for a moment. I thought, don't do it. Kayaski finally gets by. Ethan Bass continues, but a little bit of a slide. They are going to go 3 wide. You know, this could be risky. Campbell sees it. Campbell sees it and realizes this is the championship at hand. Doesn't want to do anything crazy. Kayaski weaves to the right, now back to the left onto the racing line. Ethan Bass tries to make a move. Can't get it. Campbell, he wants to get by, and he's struggling to get by. He's going to try around the outside of turn 3. He's going to make it stick, and he forces Ethan Bass to the inside. That's Campbell now, up to 4th. Don't tell me he's 4 seconds away from Thomas Axe. Don't tell me he's going to try and do a double. Don't tell me.
Well, he's charging. He is absolutely charging. That is Casper de Cor on the inside of Ethan Bass. Ethan Bass really has it. It's not gone his way. When that Tegan's on the outside of Casper de Cor, trying to see if he can stick her on the outside. There's not enough space at all to do that. And I think, yeah, that just sheer draft has already put Casper de Cor on the inside line for the chicane. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, on the inside. Oh, and he makes it.
Makes it. Even Bass goes down the order. That Ford, unfortunately, just not showing its worth. Purple from Kayaski, a 1:19.074. You keep our eyes on these. It's hard not to take your eyes off these pros. It's just everyone, unfortunately, is just swallowing up this Ford. Just not having a good time. I want to talk about the amateurs quickly because we know the battle between Beeman and Miller is huge. Well, there's Beeman, currently sitting 1, 2, 3, 4. He's currently sitting 6th. Simon Dodd currently sitting 8th. Good result there at the moment for him. Andrew Miller. Where's Andrew Miller?
He's got damage to his right rear, I think. Is that damage or is that just part of the paintwork?
No, that is damage. That is damage. But that wouldn't be enough to affect him this much. He's just unable to get by the traffic. And he's probably what? He's probably got 8 cars almost in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars in front of him and his competitor, which is Callum Beeman. And you do the maths, it's take 2, but oh my god, there's almost 3 wide up ahead of him. He might get a few lucky positions, but not too careful. That's almost 14, that's 12 points, sorry. 12 points difference right now between Beeman and Miller. I mean, the championship battle in the amateurs just goes back and forth every week. And I got to keep my eyes on this battle right now. And I'm looking at Andrew Miller. Because you've got Dean Timms, Lima Hearn, and Henning Haig all battling. Looks like Haig is going to get by everybody. Timms is going to look for a braking move. He can't do anything. Protects the inside to make sure a teammate Lima Hearn doesn't get there. But Henning Haig is battling through. Lima Hearn wants to have another crack at the apple there. The VRT Audi wants to try and go around Dean Timms. Makes it stick. And oh, I'll tell you what, Andrew Miller almost thought about following through there. Just could not do it.
Simon Dodd. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Simon Dodd. It was Mark Fleming and Zakaria Yama. Oh my crikey, no, sorry. Mark Fleming's gone from bad to worse. He's lost 2 positions to VRT. He lost 1 to Zakaria Yama, and he's, oh my crikey, he's actually lost 3 positions in 3 corners. This has gone from bad to worse for him as he comes through to turn 5. David Meekin, Zakaria Yama, and Henning Haig all went by him. Just in 3 corners. It's crazy at the moment in amateur.
You say crazy. A little bit of a touch there with John Williams. John Williams just having a little bit of a moment next, side by side with a... Well, they almost went 3 wide into the corner there. That was Dandridge, Williams, and Heatrick. Just getting a little bit squirrely there. They'll come down to the chicane. Beeman looks like he wants that move on Williams. He will get it. Does Heatrick hold on to Dandridge? I mean, Dandridge has got this. He has, and Beeman may strike here. That inside line might be opened up now, but no, it isn't. And look at that. Beeman realizes right away. Alan Beeman is up to 4th in the amateurs. He's made 11 places up overall. He might make another one because that is Heatrick going wide in turn 2. Beeman's up to 3rd. Crucial for the championship. Where's Miller? He's still down the field. He'll get another position though, because that's Mark Fleming going up at turn 3. But that's what, 9 places now?
Let me double check. I
9.
think it is
9.
Marshmallow Racing. Welcome to being a spectator. Thank you very much.
Wow, this is crucial for the championship. Remember, it was it was Miller that won the first race. He had that 18-point lead. Well, if it's 9 positions between the 2 of them, that's your 18 points gone. I mean, dare we say it? They're almost going to be level again. Well, no, actually, no, because 2 points will be the difference, not including drop weeks. Huge. Gonna go down to the wire, definitely in the amateurs, knock on wood. As Miller's struggling with Liam Ahern, he's going to lose a position. Liam Ahern's going to take a position. No, he holds on to it. But he is under threat for losing a position. As even Bass has towed the car. Not see what happened there. I don't think we need to see, do we? I think he probably just lost the car and had enough. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Oh, well, he was at the back of the pro field, I think. He really was having a bit of a struggle with that. Oh, that Ford. Oh, no. That Ford does... Yeah, that Ford does not look happy. That Ford did not look happy.
Right, Sean Campbell is overtaking Kayaski for P3. That happened on at the start, on the back straight here. So, Thomas Axe leads. He's got half a second gap between him and James Armstrong. And then behind them, about half a second back, is Sean Campbell. And Sean Campbell's got Kayaski. Top 4 in the pros are separated by a second and a half. I said, is Sean going to do the double? I mean, I would practically seal up the championship for Sean if he gets the double. In fact, I think that would do it, wouldn't it?
I think it would.
I'll have to look.
Do the points. Do the number crunching, the calculation.
Well, the gap between the 2 of them before the start of this race was 18 points, and you got to remember, was 80 points, sorry. And you got to remember that there was a gap there. As Axe took what, 5th compared to Campbell's 1st, so that's going to be another 10 points, and that would put it to 90. Regardless, Thomas would have 80, but that would require... Well, it would be a drop week. And, you know, Thomas Axe has missed a couple weeks, I think. So, I think if Campbell wins it, that would be the championship. Don't quote me on it. I make predictions. I don't make, you know... I don't make guarantees, but I think that might be it. Yeah, with a 68, Thomas Axe would need to get 40 points. I think a victory for Campbell would do it. I think a victory for Campbell would do it today.
I think he's just trying to make sure that he doesn't well, he doesn't upset the apple cart in any way. I think he's just trying to get up to the top and then figure out what's afterwards. I think that's his main goal right now, is just drive his race as he sees fit. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing around him. Just drive his race. If it comes to him, so be it. If it doesn't, hey, so be it. And you know, he is driving the socks off that thing. He's the only. He did it. His fastest lap was a 1:18.3. It's faster than half. That's a half a second faster than any other pro so far.
And he's about to, you know, he's about to almost look for a move on James Armstrong. In fact, is he going to send it in here for the chicane? He is. He is. That's late on the brakes, but he gets it under control. Great control there from Campbell. He's up to P2. And the only man in front of him right now is the only man that can dislodge him from the championships to the top of the championship, Thomas Axe. But he would need a miracle. He would need a wing and a prayer. And at the moment, in fact, I would even go as far as say Campbell could do a Senna, knock out Axe, and would still win the championship right now. Not that I would want him to do that, if you know what I mean. But you know, if there was an instant between the two of them, I think it would still help him with a race to go. It would be the championship. So we'll keep eyes on that. I also want to keep eyes on the amateur battle because Andrew Dawson's on his own out there. Callum Beeman is currently threatening Thomas Dandridge for P2 in the amateurs. And again, Andrew Miller, he finally got past that big traffic, by the way. He finally got past. But he's still 1, 2, 3. He's still 5 places behind Beeman. And if Beeman overtakes Dandridge, it's another position. And there's no one around Miller right now. So Miller would have to hope that he can get some places up. But going to be a tall order. Going to be a real tall order for Miller to try and damage limitation this race right now.
I mean, he has gained positions. He is up into 13th. So he has, I think it was second last, so he has gained a lot of positions, but Callum Beeman has gained a lot more than he has. And that, I mean, that's just straight facts right now, as Thomas Dandridge has a wiggle coming out of turn 7 onto 8. Let's see if he can convert that into a position at the chicane. Dangerous on the inside. Kayaski, by the way, threatening James Armstrong. It's a tussle between... Sorry, wait a second. Yeah, it's a 3-way tussle. It's a 4-way tussle for the pros. Cut back. Callum Beeman on the inside. He doesn't make it. And now he's under threat from Chris Chatterton on the rear. Oh, this is not what he wants whatsoever. He doesn't want to see a threat being able to say, you know,
3 wide with the pros. Excuse me. Did I hear 3 wides with the pros?
There was a 3 wide, yeah.
Oh dear Lord, there was 3 wide with the pros at the start of this lap, and it's still Axe, Campbell, Armstrong, Askey, and Campbell's almost on the grass here, coming down to the chicane. There's no way he can get the. Oh, Campbell went for the dummy, and Armstrong went for the dummy, and they almost came together, and they all had to just slow down. A slow exit out of the chicane for Thomas Axe. Going to hold on to it on Campbell. Campbell's going to try to go around. He's going to try the over-under. Not going to work. They're almost 3 wide again as Armstrong's trying to threaten. Kayaski's just there watching it all happen. This brings Casper to Corning, by the way. All 5 of the pros are separated by 2 seconds. That's right. We've only got 5 left after what's happened. This is madness. We're halfway. We're halfway. We're seeing everybody just in one massive brawl. It's fantastic. I was expecting the close battles to be at Monza. Look at that. Campbell, he still holds it.
Yeah, he's just going. He's just like, oh, you thought I was gonna send in here. Well.
By the way, mine 46 is Campbell's worst result. 68 is Thomas Axe's worst result. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. If Campbell wins this, crown him. I cannot work out any other permutations because, you know, we'll get on to that later because Campbell's side by side with Thomas Axe. It's just a move for the lead. Side by side into 10A. Side by side now. Campbell loses it into turn 10B. And he's lost it. Almost goes square with Thomas Axe. Campbell is going to lose P2. He's going to lose P3. Everybody's in the one line apart from Campbell. And James Armstrong takes P2. Kayaski is now threatening. And now Campbell wants more. He wants more of the cookie jar. He wants to find the little crumbs in the bottom. And he continues the battle on. Armstrong will hold on to P2. But this is so close. And look at Casper. Now Casper's there. He's just put a 1:18.9. Let's bring all the pros together. Come on. 13 minutes left. Who wants it in the pain train?
There's going to need to be a cleanup on aisle 4 for the many times they had to sweat the ever-living load off their seats, off their bucket seats, because I'm pretty sure that you could just feel the sweat just coming off them, just because they were so close racing and they're just trying their hardest to unseat Axe. And Axe is just, he's playing it so cool as you like, and he's not giving them an inch. This is a 5-way tandem in which any one of them could take the lead at any one moment in time. And James Armstrong looking on the inside, coming into 10A and B. He doesn't get it. And, oh, that is Kai Askey looking on the rear end of Sean Campbell.
Just crazy. I'm trying to keep my eyes as well. On the amateurs. You're not missing anything in the amateur bout at the moment. Beeman is still pressuring Dandridge. We'll keep our eyes on that as well, because we've got it on our relatives, and you'll see it as well on the timing tower. As these 5 just continue to battle. And of course, we know it's such a tricky track around here. Where's your overtaking opportunities? Well, you know, turn 1 is risky. Turn 1 is doable. Turn 3 is risky. And you got to look into turn 6 and 7. Anything else, you're looking at the chicane. If you get it wrong at the chicane, turn 11 is going to be the danger zone, as we saw with Campbell a couple laps ago. So, as they're all bunched up here, who's closest when they get off here? In fact, they're almost pushing each other through turn 7 right now. Who's got the better run here? It might be Campbell. Campbell may go for Armstrong here. Can Armstrong just get onto the back of Thomas Axe to go, I want to make a move? Or in other words, saying, I'm going to make a move just to stop Campbell. In fact, Axe goes to the inside. Campbell slides to the outside. He's going to try and make it round the outside of the chicane. Does not make it. A little bit of a slide. Here comes Campbell. Campbell to the inside, going down to turn 11. Just as I said, you make the mistake in the chicane, you're going to lose it at turn 11, and that's what's happened. Campbell back up to second. Armstrong does hold on to that P3 though. Woo, this is fun. And look at Casper the Court. He got past Kayaski and now battling James Armstrong.
I'm pretty sure Casper the Court is essentially just trying to pick them off one by one, see where he can go. And now Sean Campbell has a little bit of a gap to his rear, so he's got that cushion room. He can make one move, I think, before he has to really start thinking about who's behind him.
Is Sean Campbell going to do another round the outside? That is risky. He's trying. There's no way he's going to make this work round the outside, but he holds on. He's still got it. He's still got a little bit of grass there, losing a little bit of time. But how he was able to stay side by side with Axe through 6 and 7, I will never know. And now he's using almost bump drafting. They're almost going to be 3 wide. Any second now they're going to be 3 wide. Campbell, Axe, Armstrong. Who wants it going into the chicane? It's going to be Armstrong. Armstrong's going to take the lead with 10 minutes to go. Can he hold on to it? Has he gone too far in? He has not. And there's almost a tap there. Campbell goes down the order. There's chaos in the pro field because cause of the fun. Armstrong's Briston. Campbell almost hits the dirt. He goes down to P4. I've been told P4 and fastest lap will win the championship for Campbell. Otherwise, it goes to the final race. Campbell needs these positions to crown today. And to be fair, with 9 minutes to go, Rob, we've got 7-8 laps to go. Hold me. I'm
holding onto my seat, as that is James Armstrong just saying to everybody, I've got P1 now. Come get it. As Sean Campbell has just realized the error of his ways, and I think he is literally trying his best Let me see how fast he's wheeling that wheel. Oh, he's wheeling hard. I mean, you could just sense the pressure. Like, it's palpable. Like, you can feel the pressure. Like, he's got a car to his rear. He's got two cars in front of him that he's meant to be there. He's meant to be with Armstrong. He's meant to be in that gap. But he's... Oh.
You saw what I just saw, didn't you?
Yeah, snap oversteer.
Snap oversteer. But while these guys were battling, just having to arrange what was going on after the chicane, Armstrong just went, see ya. See, and look at the defending from Axe. Really, really strong defending. In fact, Kayaski now wants to try and make it on Sean Campbell. That would not help Campbell. That would send it to a final race. Be interesting to see. He continues to battle on. 8 minutes remaining. Again, nothing's happening in the amateurs. We know Miller's working his way up. He is currently P12 overall. He has got himself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got himself 7th. Callum Beeman's still 3rd. He needs a 2nd if he wants to get going. We'll keep eyes on that as we see it. Campbell needs a 3rd. Don't think he's got the fastest lap, has he? I don't think so.
Campbell has the fastest lap.
So if he stays here, that's the championship apparently.
But it all comes down to, he has to stay in 4th and he has to stay on track. And he has to absolutely just... Oh my God.
No, you did not just do that. Sean Campbell, you did not just do that.
I think he just did.
How did he make that move?
I think he just did. Let's have a look at that again.
I've got no words.
Look at this.
I've got no words. That was almost like a mistake. There's no way he just did that.
Repeat after me. Cargo yeet.
I don't. So did he sell a dummy or did he just hi? Can someone explain? Sorry, my brain's in neutral right now. The mistake for Thomas Axe at turn 5, sorry, could set up Campbell for P2 into turn 6. Just like that, the McLaren is back into P2. Hold on to your britches. Hold on to your horses. Hold on to whatever you've got. 6 minutes to go. The gap is a 1.5 seconds between Campbell and Armstrong. Campbell could do it. But more crucially, if Campbell stays here with a race to go, he will have the championship for the pros locked up.
Especially given the fact that he's now ahead of the one driver that he was trying to pass all those laps ago, Thomas Axe. The gap is now going to widen, not contract. It's now going to widen given the current circumstances. And if he can get P1, I'm pretty sure he'd be absolutely happy with that. Remember, with the drop weeks, if the results stay as they are, we are saying it's yet to be confirmed, but we are saying that Sean Campbell will be Seasons 3 Pro Champion.
And what a drive to win it as well, let's be brutally honest.
I'd give it to him. I mean, that was some ludicrous moves. And he's already caught up to the rear end of Sean Campbell. Or correction, Armstrong.
He's gained half a second. He's gained half a second this lap. What is this? What is this man? What is this car? What is going on?
I think he, to quote chat, Rob Armstrong, he licked the stamp and sent it. It must be super glue. Must be super glue because he made it stick so very well. He's probably
put sellotape on it. He's probably heard me moaning about people not sealing their envelopes properly. I probably went the extra mile and sealed the envelope and the stamp to make sure a slug doesn't eat it or something in the mailbox. He's really gone for it there. And yet, Andrew Miller, we got to talk about this. He's catching in the amateurs. He's right on the back of Zachary Ayama. Slowly, he's made his way up. A little bit slower than Callum Beeman. But he's right on the back of Zachary Ayama, who is battling Simon Dodd. This is where Dodd wanted, though. I mean, a top 5 for Simon Dodd would be amazing for him, as you heard him earlier in the interview. He cannot catch on to the back. Beeman and Dandridge are still battling. Beeman wants this P2. 4 minutes remaining. Campbell's lost the lead, by the way, to James Armstrong. Is that a slowdown? No. Oh, you still sorry? No,
he never got. He never had it.
Wow,
I was just saying to myself, are you seeing the exact same thing that I'm seeing, or are you?
I am. Anyway, he's about to go breaking in for the chicane. No, he can't make it. 3 minutes remaining. Here's what we're looking at. We're looking at these battles in the pro field. We know that if it stays like this, Campbell wins the championship with 1 week to go. So all these 5 cars in the pros are just battling. In fact, I got to stop right now. My overview. A little bit of a twitch from James Armstrong. Is this going to be a move into turn 1? No. In the amateurs, your key battles, Andrew Miller and Callum Beeman battling for the championship. They are so close together. Beeman is battling for second. And if he gets second, that's another couple points that he gets over his teammate in the MSR, Andrew Miller, who is still battering Zachary Yama as Simon Dodd and just lost them. It is crucial battles out there right now, but I still can't keep my eyes off Sean Campbell versus James Armstrong. We saw it at Daytona. We saw it at Donington. Where else have we seen it? I mean, stop me if I've said it too much. These two have had some legendary battles this season.
And as they battle, they are moving away from Thomas Sachs. It's slipping away from him. The offside chance that he could clinch the title is slipping away. And take 2. Tell me if you've ever heard this before. Overtake on the outside. Oh, well, it's not going to happen this time, but overtake on the outside. And Sean Campbell. Oh my crike, I just saw a twitch from Armstrong. I thought that was going to be the move that would seal the deal. Does he make it on the inside?
Andrew Dawkins, hold on 1 second. Andrew Dawson, amateur leader, in the pits. He's towed. What has happened? He's got to turn 7. He's clipped the grass in turn 7. He's spun and hit the wall. Dawson out of the race. That put Beeman into P2, where he wanted. But at the same time, Miller goes up. Miller finally gets past Zachary Yama. So this puts Dandridge leading the amateurs. Beeman P2. Charlton 3rd. Dodd 4th. Miller 5th. That is crucial that Miller stays in that gap. Crucial. And Dandridge continues to hold off Callum Beeman. But, we're looking everywhere at the moment. We haven't got enough eyes.
Callum Beeman. This would be to seal the deal to have Midland Sim Racers back-to-back winners. Not him in particular, but it's close. It's close out there. And we're coming to white flag. This is it. Sean Campbell has a do-or-die lap. Can he pass James Armstrong, clinch the win, and clinch what we're saying is the title, season 3 title for pro? Let's see.
It's pretty much sealed up. Remember, the gap between their drop weeks at the moment is 20 points, and that's Campbell having 20 points less than Armstrong. Armstrong's had a little bit of Axe. A little bit of a slide there from Armstrong. Is Campbell going to try and do this again? He tried this earlier. Round the outside. We know what happened last time he tried to go around the outside. Thinks better about it into turn 7. Goes to the outside inside. But he's right on the back of Armstrong. This is going to be it. The clock ticks to 0. This is what we're looking at. Down the back stretch. They've gone through turn 8. They're about to hit turn 9. The inside belongs to Armstrong. The outside is Campbell. Audi versus McLaren. Break. Who breaks late? It's gonna be Campbell breaking late. Side by side in the chicane, and out comes Campbell in the lead. Can he hold on to it to the final corner? This is the drag race for the final, for the victory. Campbell is gonna win the championship in style. Sean Campbell wins the race by a hair. In reverse of what happened at Daytona, he wins by 2 hundredth of a second. And with that, it is safe to say Sean Campbell wins the Pro Series for Season 3.
And here is the battle for... You think we would forget about the amateurs, and no, we haven't, sirree. Fortunately, Callum Beamwood is not able to make it a MSR back-to-back. I'm not trying to take away anything from Sean Campbell, by the way, but there is another class.
I mean, yeah, I'm just there like, right, hype, and then, oh, hang on, we've still got the amateurs. Callum Beamwood does not get that P2, and not get that victory. It's a P1. It is a P1, but crucially, look where Andrew Miller is. He gets a P5.
Yeah, P5. Well done.
What? I mean, that, in my opinion, is more of an impressive drive by Miller than what Beamont did. Because, okay, Beamont got ahead of 2 other cars compared to Miller. Beamont did it right away. Miller, with damage to the back of his car, that was just calm and collected. We were there thinking he's got 8-car gap between him and Beamont in the championship. This is going to completely toss the championship open. And how he does that, I don't know. What a drive from Miller. What a recovery. And look at this on the back straight. Look at this from the pros. That is 4 wide. For your entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Armstrong. Wow, look at that on the back though. That 4 wide by the pros as a sign of respect.
And well, I mean, I would say, I think we are in agreement. Your championship winner for Pro is Sean Campbell.
What you know what, like I said, it's crazy. Because we talked about Daytona. Campbell lost to Armstrong at Daytona by what? 2,000th of a second?
Where is he going?
Joker lap!
Oh, Joker lap.
He lost to Campbell in about the same time difference as he lost to Armstrong in about the same time difference that he just beat Armstrong. Granted, Armstrong did get a time penalty and lost his victory at Daytona. But nevertheless, I mean, what a victory. I mean, if he had to do it, he had to do it at the chicane.
Oh. A little bit of a kith. A little bit of a kith there.
Wow. We do have Marshmallow Racing. He has got a spreadsheet up. I'm sure he's got permutations with unofficial results tonight, because these are unofficial. But I don't think there'll be any protests in the pro field for definite. Sean Campbell, look at that. 0.022. Wow, over James Armstrong. What a drive. Send that into iRacing for a top 10 if I tell you any time. That's brilliant. Thomas Axe gets that P3.
He's reversing at nearly 100 miles an hour.
I know. Thomas Axe gets that P3. Kai Haskey 4th, Casper the Court 5th. Everybody just stand up and give a round of applause for that top 5, though. Wow.
That was absolutely... I'm just going to let the result... I don't even care about the result. No, I care about the results.
I mean, we care about them. We care about them.
I just want to continue watching... Yeah, I just want to continue seeing these boys going around. I want to get more of that 4-wide procession as the results go down. And I mean... What a finish. What a finish.
I mean, we let's be honest. We have had some last corner, like, overtakes, you know. But when you think around the outside of turn 10A, the chicane at Road Atlanta, on the last lap, knowing that would practically seal, you probably had the championship wrapped up with a P2. But you Lewis Hamiltoned it. And Rob, I'm sorry. We are talking about the pros. This man wanted a top 5. This man wants to get into the top 10 of the amateurs. He got himself a P4. Simon Dodd. What a drive. What a drive. Even though we weren't looking at you all the time, I apologize.
I believe you weren't looking at me. That's disgraceful.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, very, very happy with that. 2 P4s in a row. Very, very, very happy. A few little incidents to avoid, a little bit of door rubbing with Mr. Miller, but other than that, a really good fun race. Hard.
Tell me about it though, because unfortunately we didn't see a lot of what was going on, and at one stage Andrew Miller was like 8 places behind everybody at the front, and was it just a lot of carnage, or was it just just waiting for the opportunities? Because it is a tight track.
I didn't see too much carnage in front of me. There were a few cars having incidents on their own, just running a bit wide. Not sure why they ran wide, whether they got bumped or what. I'm not too sure. There were just a few cars too ahead of me for me to be able to see. But yeah, I just kept it clean, basically. Had a bit of door rubbing, and then the final phase of the race was really, really, really hard. I had Zakaria Yama right up my gearbox for a lot of laps. I was trying to just draw on every single Formula One and motorsport event I've seen about defensive driving, and managed to just about keep him behind me. And then I think he might have let Miller through, or they had it coming together and Miller got ahead of him. I'm not too sure. And then when that happened, they were a couple of seconds behind me with a couple of laps to go, and I was like, okay, I think I've got fourth place nailed now, just keep it on the track.
Rob, I'm about to sneeze. Have you got anything to ask?
Let me ask you one question. What was your thought process going into this race? What were you thinking?
Drive at 80 to 90% and don't come off the track, and just try and have a clean race, because I've just had too many mistakes in recent races, and I just wanted to finish both races tonight. That was my aim. That's all I wanted to do.
And did you succeed in having a clean race?
Yeah, I think race 1 I had 0x, which was nice, and then race 2 I had, I think, maybe 3x, 2 of which were from when I had a bit of door rubbing with Andrew Miller, and then 1 I cut the first corner in at the top of the hill into the S's. I just cut that a little bit too much and got myself a 1x for that, but other than that, it was a very clean race. I was very, very happy. A couple of little mistakes, like braking a bit too late, going too deep, that sort of thing, but other than that, I was very, very happy.
So, next week, last race, Monza. What are you expecting? I love Monza. I mean, we know what to expect. Are you going to have the cushions on the back of the car just to be ready for the chicanes?
Oh no, I'm going 0 wing. Just don't worry about the corners. Go 0 wing.
Just no wing. No wing.
No brakes. Just use the other cars for brakes. Then
yeah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. No,
right, Harry, you've heard it. He's going to send it. He's going to pump people.
No, I've got a setup from a previous season which should just about pass, I think, since they did all the different changes. But Harry's coming to scold me now for.
Yeah, Harry's coming to scold you. Here comes Harry.
I just want to say that I was paying full attention to that conversation. And I didn't like what I heard.
It's normally you punting to pass, Harry. Come on.
Whoa! We're not having this.
Time, God, guys, I must be off. It's my bedtime. Sorry.
Gentlemen. But no, Monza's up next week. We wish, well, even you, Harry, if you get bad, by the way, wishing you still a recovery. I know you're still suffering from a virus. All the best to both of you. Can't wait to see both of you for the finale. And get some rest.
Yeah. That was really good.
Definitely.
Really good racing from everyone, I think. AMs were great. Pros were great. It was just great racing through the field, and that's what we do it for. So really well done to the guys, and hopefully we have a good race at Monza to wrap the season up with. So.
Oh, I just forgot to say the replay. Oh, what a shame! I was going to send that to iRacing.
I have a replay. I'll send it on to you. You can cut it up.
Yeah, but I don't have the audio. Anyway,
gentlemen,
it was an honor.
Just grab the audio from the video.
Yes. Okay. Shush. I don't do this thing, do I? I'm not that. I look tech savvy, but I'm not tech savvy. Gentlemen, it's been fantastic to talk to you. We will see you next week for Monza.
Cheers, guys, and thanks, Harry, for organising it. And
No problem.
See you next week.
See you next week, guys.
All the best, guys. Oh.
You just feel spent afterwards, don't you? You're just like that's.
If someone's able to like clip that so I can put it on Twitter or something, because that was just amazing, that finale. Because that's just.
Let's see what we can do.
Let's see what you can do. You know. Last time I sent a clip on Twitter, it got retweeted by a pro driver, so you never know. I think that's it, though, because I know there's an America's Series race later tonight, so I don't want to spend all your time, Rob, as I know you've got to get yourself psyched up and ready for that. So, once again...
I'm just wondering, I'm wondering, because one of our broadcasters is sick, so I'm going to have to discuss with him if we're even going to broadcast it, so we'll hold off on that. We'll hold off on that.
We'll hold off on that, but if you want to know if we do go live, hit that subscribe button and the bell, because the bell will let you know when we've got an event scheduled. Don't forget that thumbs up button. And to be fair, I'm going to hit that thumbs up button because that was a fantastic 2 races there. Probably the best sprint race since Road America. Both with RA. Maybe we should do that a bit more. Anyway, underneath the video, of course, a link to our Discord if you'd like to join our community. And also a link to trackcams22.com providing these great cameras, including that Joker lap by Sean Campbell as he was celebrating. Again, we are back maybe tonight for the Americas Series. Friday night, the European Sprint Series returns, and Sunday night, the Husqvarna GT Challenge will return. The finale of both RSR Series, the Super Trofeo and the World Series next week. Both championships have the Pro title now sealed up. The amateurs, we still got the amateurs to go. So trust me, you don't want to miss either of them. Oh, it's going to be absolutely chaotic. In fact, I'm just looking. Sean Campbell wins the championship. Well, at the moment, looking at it with drop weeks, it's 100 and... coming to this round with 107 points. 106 points, sorry. So yeah, that just shows the difference. Anyway, we're spent. I've still got hay fever. My name is Craig King, and that's all I know.
Thanks for watching, guys. Show you the TrackCam22 for allowing us to use these cameras. If you like what you see, click like, favorite, and subscribe. Follow us on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. Instead of becoming a member, click the join button. But until next week for the RSR World Series, that has been Craig King with Hay Fever. I have been Robert O'Brien, and this has been Raidillon TV, the only corner you absolutely 100% do need. Have a good evening.